Hey, what's up guys? This is going to be a bit of a France tutorial for Vicky 3. Um, so the first thing that we are going to do is we're actually going to do an Orleans playthrough. There's three different factions with France, as you can see here. You have the Orleanists, the Legitimists, and the Bonapartists. Another thing you can do is you can also go just Republic instead, which is also a viable path, but uh, the Orleanists are actually just a pretty good monarchist movement for just basic, you know, having a strong GDP and everything else. You get free trade, you get your laissez-faire, and you get wealth voting, which are all pretty good. So we're going to bolster that because it'll make it more popular than the other movements, and the Bonapartist movement usually is fairly popular. We're going to then not change anything law-wise. We will add all of our consumption taxes, so increase that, do this, and actually switch this and have it on luxury clothes. Then we're going to lower those taxes back down, or not those government wages. Then we're going to increase our construction sectors only by a little bit, because as France you actually really can't afford too many construction sectors in the beginning. We're going to build some government administration buildings because we have really awful bureaucracy and we want to upgrade our institutions. And then we're also going to want to build a few iron mines here in Rhone. So we're also going to annex Algeria right off the bat. We're going to declare all of our rivals, which will basically be everyone, because we're going to need all this influence. We are going to try and get out of this agreement with Egypt because there's no reason to even want to be in an agreement with Egypt. They're already in the Ottoman power block. We don't need to build up the Ottomans. So we're going to change our treaty with Spain to get them in our power block. We're going to do the same thing with Portugal. We're going to add investment rights so that they invest in us, but we don't invest in them, just to build our country up for a few years. And then we're going to do the same thing with Switzerland, the Netherlands, and then we'll do a defensive pact because we can't guarantee them. And then we'll do the same thing with Sweden. And then we can also do all the Italian states and make them leave the Austrian power block to join ours because it'll be stronger. Medina probably won't accept any. Yeah, we're not going to do anything with them then. So that's the basic startup for building wise and all that. Then we're going to go to our company, add investment rights, trade rights, and then cotton plantations. I'm doing cotton plantations over dye plantations because we use cotton for construction, fabric at least, and it might be more profitable. I'm also going to have us use trade rights so that our company will build trade centers in our country because trade's very important. Then for research, yeah, water tube boiler. Then we're going to go to nationalism and probably colonization is what we're most likely going to do. And then we also have to form our power block. We'll do a trade league. And then we can also do a treaty with the US as well to have them invest in us. And we already declared war on Algeria. Now we should incorporate all these states. These are the only ones I incorporate. I incorporate Algeria just because Constantine has a 15% throughput on iron right here, which is really good, and I'd want to be able to build in it, and it's going to take 22 years still. Other than that, we basically have everything we need to start. We're just going to have to mobilize, and that's about it. We should probably check and upgrade all of our buildings. Another thing we can do is privatize all of our buildings, because if we privatize them, then our private sector can buy them, giving us some extra money. So we can just go here and privatize the buildings. I'm sure there's a faster way that I'm not paying attention to do it. You might be able to do it in the building registry really fast. This isn't even a thing you have to do, you can just do it. It might benefit you, it might not matter at all. Alright, and then we can check our army and upgrade them as well. Just give them some basic stuff. Another thing we can look at is hiring some extra generals. And they're all from groups we don't really care for, but we're going to hire them anyway because they're just good generals. We'll go good offensive. Alright, so now we have all of our generals recruited and everything else. We can unpause the game. All of our treaties are going to go off. We're going to support House Orleans. And then we're also going to do something specific to France. You can change moderates to basically switch their opinion to the Orleanists, which is going to be important because based off the strength of the people in government, it will increase the popularity. So you have the popularity of the characters that matter, you have the clout, and apparently industrial buildings help the Orleanists, and then you're going to have ag buildings helping the Legitimists and military buildings helping the Bonapartists. And then you're also going to have your political movement that is important. And Orleanists start off with the weakest political movement. That's why we're bolstering them. Other than that, we're going to mobilize and fight the Algerians. After we kill Mascara, we're going to instantly go in for Constantine. Then after we take Constantine, no AI country or whatever can take Algeria from us. We can also start our colonies too. Start our war with Constantine. Another thing we can add to a lot of these treaties with all these different Italian states would be our power block embassy, which is going to be important. So if they don't accept it, then it's whatever. We can move our army over here now. We're going to go for the tech boost. Spain might accept it. Yeah, Spain will accept. Sweden. Alright. So that's the basic of the early war done. We don't want to go too high in infamy. We could probably conquer all of the states. So let's go for Papal States as well. They're not going to want to do it. Let's give them military assistance. There we go. Look for Portugal, see if we can get them in. Nope, not two Sicilies. We might be able to get it with the Dutch. Yep. And then that's pretty fine. We're gonna choose this one. Let's see what we can do. We're also going to try and pass laissez-faire now that we switched the armed forces over, because it's more likely to pass. If the Bonapartists revolt and get to like 90%, you might want to cancel passing the law. We're going to build some more iron mines, probably 10 of them, and then we're going to build some tools as well. I believe we have a artillery company, and I don't remember what it needs. We also have a gun company, which would be actually really good. Okay, it's steel. So if we build 3 steel here, then we'll get to have our artillery company. Where does this have to be? In Rhone? And we have to have bolt-action rifles, so that's a while. We're gonna do this one because we want to keep them at the top. Do this. So we'll just make sure to build our steel in this state. We'll build 5 of them. There's Civil War. We don't have to worry about it quite yet. After we build those steel mills, we should probably switch back to government administration buildings. Build 5 here. We stay in power. Increases the progress of the Bonapartists, decreases the progress of the Bonapartists. We're most likely going to choose the decreasing the progress of the Bonapartists. I'm going to pause the game for a minute. We'll just do 24 points. So, the industrialists are good to have strong, but this journal entry is important to complete first. And laissez-faire will also increase the strength of our industrialists by quite a lot. We can also increase our colonization here. If we take this, we can start all of our colonization. So we're going to instantly build those government and administration buildings first. Invite a couple people to the power block, Netherlands, and not Lucca yet. But the Netherlands is really good to have in your power block because already you can basically have all the principles with just getting Netherlands because of their colonies. Ooh, that's bad. We'll do that. So now we're going to increase our colonization again. We'll reverse this and see if we can actually get Belgium to join the power block. We'll go with this. And just hire a new general. That's not good. Well, we get an early war with Britain. We can ask for a war goal, but if we were to do anything, it should probably be... They want a regime change in the Hudson Bay. We would ask for war reps most. No, not war reps. Probably just a conquer state. I mean, we could get British Guyana, which ends up having some gold mines in it. Otherwise, like, nothing is really that useful for us. And all we have to do is occupy that war goal. It's just the issue of the Dutch did a regime change in the middle of nowhere. So let's unify our navies, because that's the only possibility of us winning this. Alright, now to make the Bonapartists happy, we are going to have to do something, so let's look at what they really want. Anti-strike laws would actually make them happier. We will go with anti-strike laws, maybe make the Bonapartists not rebel. We do not want him. We also... Peace in our time. We will do this, just to not get as many radicals. We'll do that. And then we're going to imprison him. And we'll give him a 5-year sentence. Alright, now that we're at war with the UK, we will... These are all Algerians. We don't want them in our military. Alright, so we're going to send our biggest military let's do something with these guys. Let's send 10 of the cavalry over here, 5 of the artillery over here, so we have a cavalry and an artillery army. Then I can do rapid advance on these guys. They take a lot of land and mobilize them. And we will send them to London. And if they want to attack us, they want to attack us. another thing we should do, make a new fleet. We should promote one of these guys really quick. And we should send the general out. Okay, so we actually have to cancel this naval invasion for a minute. Because we want to make a new fleet. Take out that admiral. Upgrade this one. And then send it back out. And then our navies will fight. We will put our military wages on high. As you can see, our investment pool is insane. So something that we might just do at the moment is increase our construction sectors like crazy. And we're not going to build at all. We're going to stop constructing completely and let our private investors build every single building. So we're beating the British Navy in every battle. We'll do that. They have 300 units here? From where? All of India is sending their entire army. Nice. Okay, we can send this army to take British Guyana. Yeah, this naval invasion isn't going to succeed just because of the amount of Indians in the UK. So we're going to try and land in Ireland instead. And if that don't work, then we will have to make multiple naval invasions and break up our navy again. And that looks like what we're going to have to do. So, a way to do this, mobilize this guy, mobilize this guy. We're going to bring him back over. We're going to have to recruit a third admiral. And now we're going to half them. And then this one, we're going to half again. We're going to have to upgrade him. Half it. Alright, so we're going to send the 64 last. We're going to send these guys, and these are not meant to succeed. And we're going to do one up in the Highlands with that one. These are just meant to distract the units, and then we're going to send in the big one last. Okay, there we go. That sucks. We're gonna have to tariff the crap out of opium, because we do not want it in our country. Okay, the anti-strike laws are passed. Wow, we are just getting destroyed by the British. This is why you don't go to war with the British day one in the early game, just so everyone knows. Because they are pretty powerful. They're hard to beat. We're winning a few battles, and we beat them in the naval wars. Just landing on their island is very hard when they have the Indian AI that is just sending countless amount of troops. So another thing we can do just to win, let's do construction. Lucca, Papal States. If we just want to win, we might be able to land in Canada. we're going to pause the game, and we will send this one there, and we will keep one army still in France. That. Okay, we can actually stop building these construction sectors because it's going to be maybe a little bit too much for our private sector to handle. There we go, we landed in Canada. See, now, all we needed to do is take Canada. Now we have to take the Ivory Coast and British Guyana as well. So we're going to have to do that. But after that, that's about it. So let's take British Ghana. And then, what was the other thing? The British Ivory Coast. That will be with this army. And then after that, we should have everything we need. Yeah, Canada's fully occupied. Guyana's occupied. Ghana's occupied.